Shalawam. First off, I want to say all praises to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Qudash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of GMS, and to the elect, doing the work out there in sincerity and in the truth. Shalawam. GMS precepts. My name is Nazar Khad, and I'm gonna do a response video on the video the apostle did on how these companies, how these corporations are did and are still benefiting from slavery. Right now, this is an article from Rastafari TV. You know, these guys are obviously off, but the information they brought out in this article is correct, right? So it says boycott 21 major corporations that got rich from slavery. All right, so a lot of the companies on this list here are the same ones that were on the list of the same article, right? As you can see, it says Lehman Brothers is on here, JPMorgan and Chase. You see all these banks that you try to go get loans from, they deny you, when if they were so remorseful, they would give you a loan, okay? They would give so-called Negroes loans, all right? If they were so remorseful, if they were so saddened by their history, okay? It says here, today we are reporting that this research found that between, it says JPMorgan Chase recently admitted their company's links to slavery. Today we are reporting that this research found that between 1831 and 1865, two of the predecessor banks, Citizens Bank and Canal Bank in Louisiana, accepted approximately 13,000 enslaved individuals as collateral on loans and took ownership of approximately 1,250 of them when the plantation owners defaulted on loans, the company wrote in a statement. So banks like Lehman Brothers, JPMorgan Chase, all these banks, New York Life, I believe they're a life insurance policy. They should just give us life insurance policy for free. They should give us, but you know the devil's not gonna do that. All right. New York Life company. That's one company that, let's read it. It says, according to USA Today, which USA Today is even on the list. It says, according to USA Today, evidence of 10 more New York Life slave policies comes from an 1847 account book kept by the company's Natchez Smith's agent, W.A. Britton. The book, part of a collection at Louisiana State University, contains Britton's notes on slave policies he wrote for amounts ranging from 375 to 600. In a 1906 history of New York Life says 339 of the company's first 1,000 policies were written on lives of slaves. Here's one I wanted to read. N.M. Rothschild and Sons Bank in London. It says was linked to slavery. The company was one of the biggest names in the city of London and had previously undisclosed links to slavery in the British colonies. Documents seen by the Financial Times have revealed that Nathan Meyer Rothschild, the banking family's 19th century patriarch, made his first personal gains by using enslaved Africans, which we know when it says Africans, that's speaking about the Israelites, enslaved Israelites as collateral in dealings with a slave owner. Okay, so all these companies, how many is on here? It says 21 companies, so it's a little bit more. It's a little bit more than the other article. 21 companies on here. Let's scroll down here. Tiffany and Company, USA Today, like I said, and it was also in the Apostles video, has found that their own parent company, E.W. Scripps in Gannett, has had links to the slave trade. Tiffany and Company, the jewelry company. Tiffany and Company was originally financed with profits from a Connecticut cotton mill. The mill operated from cotton picked by slaves. Now, cotton, look at that. So that's jewelry. You see our women of the tribes, they like to wear that fancy jewelry, right? they are basically wearing the jewelry that was profits that was from a company that was profited by the blood of our ancestors. Okay, because cotton was I wonder if it's in one of my other articles. I think it said it's about 70 to 65% of the profits. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Is this it? Prior to the Civil War, King Cotton was the rallying cry for the South, with cotton accounting for 60 of all U.S. exports and 75% of all the cotton purchased by Great Britain. Slaves were needed more than ever. African Americans, or Israelites, in tens of thousands were herded to the deep South, chained neck to neck as they became the hapless tools of the industry. So, where's the article here? Tiffany Company, it said the mill operated cotton picked by slaves. The cotton trade, or the cotton was 60% of all U.S. exports, and 75% of cotton was bought by Great Britain. So that was big money. That was big money. Let me see. I believe you said in a few years. Here it is. Look at this. By 1840, there were more millionaires along the Mississippi River than throughout the rest of the nation. Cotton was more valuable than all other U.S. commodities combined. Okay? In this great laboratory of American capitalism. So this is how this country was started. They were started by the blood, sweat, and tears of you Israelites, man. Okay? Let's go to another company here, Aetna. That was covered by the Apostles video. Aetna. Okay? I believe they're a healthcare provider. Yeah, Aetna, the United States' largest health insurer. Now, how did they become the United States' largest health insurer? By benefiting from slavery. All right, apologize for selling policies in the 1850s that reimbursed slave owners for financial losses when the enslaved Africans they owned died. So these slave owners would take out policies on the slaves, and when they would die, Aetna would repay them their losses. Okay, so but if they were so remorseful about that, they should be insuring for free you so-called Negroes, man. All right. What else is on here? This video is not going to be too long. Barclays is a bank, the British multinational bank and a financial service company headquartered in London, United Kingdom, has now conceded that companies it bought over the years may have been involved in it. It was involved in the slave trade. You goddamn liar. Brooks Brothers, the suit retailer, started their company in the 1800s by selling clothes for slaves to slave owners. Brooks Brothers, you got the auctioning block here. Esau got a lot to pay for. Bank of America. Bank of America found that two of its predecessor banks, Boatman Savings Institution and Southern Bank of St. Louis, had ties to slavery, and another predecessor, Bank of Metropolis, accepted slaves as collateral on loans. USA Today reported that its parent company, EW Scripts, was linked to slaves. I think I read that. Right. Wachovia. Okay. Two institutions that became Wachovia, Georgia Railroad, Banking Company of Charleston, owned and accepted slaves as collateral on mortgage property or lands. AIG, JPMorgan Chase, you see? Hey, so Esau got a lot to pay for, man. Esau got a lot to pay for. I think I wanted to read something here. This is a good article here. 4 eras of slavery for the benefit of corporations, which we're still under the slavery now. The first era was the cotton industry, all right? The textile industry. If you scroll down here to prove that we're still in slavery, we're in a 4th era right now, which is what? The present day slavery. And it reads, the 13th Amendment bans slavery except as punishment for a crime. So slavery is banned except unless you commit a crime. If you commit a crime, then the 13th Amendment is is voided onto you, or it doesn't count against you, or it doesn't apply to you, is the word I'm looking for. The 14th Amendment bans debt servitude, right? But that's all voided. That's all null and void. That doesn't these two amendments don't apply to you if you commit a crime. So what would happen? Each inmate in the modern day private prison, according to can generate corporations revenues of $30,000 to $40,000 a year. Okay, so you got these companies. Here are some of them here: Chevron, Bank of America, AT&T. They're still benefiting. Okay, from slavery, man, from modern day slavery. All right. Let's see here. The Corrections Corporation of America and G4S are two of the prison privateers who sell inmate labor to corporations like Chevron, Bank of America, AT&T, and IBM. Nearly 1 million prisoners work in factories and call centers for as little as 93 cents an hour. All right, so this is a good article. You know what? I'm gonna put this in the description box, as well as this one. All right, but showing you that we're still in slavery and they're still benefited. There's the Esau is still benefiting. Okay, from you Israelites being in slavery, man. All right, so I just want to piggyback off the Apostles video. Lord willing, y'all brothers edified. I'll put these articles in the description box. Until the next show, shalawam.